Today's words of wisdom from Eckhart Tolle. It may look as if the situation is creating the suffering, but ultimately that is not so. Your resistance is. Now here is your second chance at surrender. If you cannot accept what is outside, then accept what is inside. If you cannot accept the external condition, accept the internal condition. This means do not resist your pain. Allow it to be there. Surrender to the grief, despair, fear, loneliness, or whatever form the suffering takes. Witness it without labeling it mentally. Embrace it. Then see how the miracle of surrender transmutes deep suffering into deep peace. This is your crucifixion. Let it also become your resurrection and ascension. When your pain is deep, all talk of surrender will probably seem futile and meaningless anyway. When your pain is deep, you will likely have a strong urge to escape from it rather than to surrender to it. You don't want to feel what you feel. What could be more normal? But there is no escape, no way out. There are many pseudo-escapes: work, drink, drugs, anger, projection, suppression, and so on. But they don't free you from the pain. Suffering does not diminish in intensity when you make it unconscious. When you deny emotional pain, everything you do or think, as well as your relationships, become contaminated with the pain. You broadcast the pain, so to speak, as the energy that you emanate, and others will pick it up subliminally. If they are unconscious, they may even feel compelled to attack or hurt you in some way, or you may hurt them in an unconscious projection of your pain. You attract and manifest whatever corresponds to your inner state. When there is no way out, there is still always a way through. So don't turn away from the pain. Face it, feel it fully, feel it, don't think about it. Express it if necessary, but don't create a script in your mind around it. Give all your attention to the feeling, not to the person, event, or situation that seems to have caused it. Don't let the mind use the pain to create a victim identity for yourself out of it. Feeling sorry for yourself and telling others your story will keep you stuck in suffering. You can do that for some time, but it's ultimately futile. Since it is impossible to get away from the feeling, the only possibility of change is to move into it. Otherwise, nothing will shift. So give your complete attention to what you feel and refrain from mentally labeling it. As you go into the feeling, be intensely alert. At first, it may seem like a dark and terrifying place, and when the urge to turn away from it comes, observe it, but don't act on it. Keep putting your attention on the pain. Keep feeling the grief, the fear, the dread, the loneliness, whatever it is. Stay alert, stay present with your whole being, with every cell of your body. As you do so, you are bringing a light into the darkness. This is the flame of your consciousness. All right, Eckhart. Full attention is full acceptance, which is full surrender. Full attention is full acceptance, which is full surrender. By giving full attention, you use the power of now, which is the power of your presence. No hidden pocket of resistance can survive in it. Presence removes time. Without time, no suffering, no negativity can survive. The acceptance of suffering is a journey into death. Facing deep pain, allowing it to be, taking your attention into it, is to enter death consciously. When you have died this death, you realize that there is no death, and there is nothing to fear. Only the ego dies. And this is so beautiful. I love this part. Imagine a ray of sunlight that has forgotten it is an inseparable part of the sun. Imagine a ray of sunlight that has forgotten it is an inseparable part of the sun, and deludes itself into believing it has to fight for survival and create and cling to an identity other than what it already is. Would the death of this delusion not be incredibly liberating? Let go of fear. Fear is clinging to an identity, a false identity. And when you accept that you're already whole as you are right now, and anything quote unquote bad is just mental labeling it bad. Things just are. Things happen to us, and they might hurt us. But ultimately, when you come into the stillness of presence, you realize that nothing can actually really hurt you. The way that Eckhart Tolle awakened was he was really depressed and suffering, and it went on for months and months and years. And then one night he finally thought to himself, laying in bed, he couldn't sleep. He was really in anguish and despairing one night where he couldn't sleep. And he said to himself, I can't take this anymore. Something along those lines. And he realized, I can't take this anymore. The I is separate from whatever the thing is, the pain. So there's this eternal I am that's beyond any pain. So we talk about the pain like, a storm across the sky. You're the sky, not the storm. And just allow the storm to be there. Let go to it. Embrace it. Stop running from every bad thing that happens in your life. It's about play. It's about not living in fear and actually just being like, I'm just gonna ride this wave. And when you have a really deep pain body and you've really suffered for a long time, it actually gets easier to do that because you realize it's kind of you're so tired and exhausted of fighting every battle anyways, because you've had so much disruption and turmoil in your life and sadness and grief that you physically can't fight it anymore. You can't put up with it anymore. So it actually becomes easier. If you're going through a really, really, really hard time and then more hard times come on top of that, that's been my experience, where it's just like one bad thing after another with no break, no rest in between, just almost, the past couple of years, like something would happen like every month. It felt like that was just really bad. Well, congratulations. If that sounds like you in your life, you are actually closer to liberation, and you're further along the spiritual path than most people. That's why it's kind of dangerous to have a perfect life where nothing ever goes wrong, because eventually something will go wrong, and those people get absolutely rocked and devastated by the first little disruption because they've never had really any disruption in their life. I've had a lot of disruptions ever since I was a kid. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that can feel that way. So just ride the wave and just let it be. As cliche as it sounds, it's a cliche for a reason. Allow. Come into stillness. Even now, I am talking too much. I'm covering up my being. Have a good night.